Hi everyone, Kate here. If you have been following our adventures, you have noted that we have had a crazy fall here in Cincinnati, especially with some of our hives. So go back and check our recent posts because we are now trying to overwinter a hive that only has 3 frames of bees. And while we don't know if they're going to make it through the winter, we're definitely going to do our best to position them for success. So what we did last week was we brought them over to the separate location. We put them in our carrier and we made sure that we closed up our screened bottom board to reduce any kind of extra airflow. Today we are taking them out of our mover and putting them on top of this bottom board. And it's really important for such a small hive to have a wooden or plastic slider down here to reduce the airflow. You know, bees need it to be a certain temperature in the winter and they'll work really hard to keep it at that temperature. But the fewer bees there are, the harder they have to work. The harder they work, the more honey they consume. So we are just trying to help reduce all that extra energy they have to use. So on top of this, we are putting a slatted rack. We've sung the praises of the slatted rack before. In winter, they are incredibly important. So, you know, pretend there's an entrance reducer here. The cold air will go here and hit the bottom of the slatted rack. Think about it. If this was off, it'd go and it'd hit the bottom of all the frames where the bees are huddled for the winter. So we are trying to have the cold air not hit those bees cuddled up, once again helping them further insulate for the winter. So we'll throw on our box of bees, but we are going to be taking out some of our outer frames that aren't full of bees, aren't full of honey. And you've seen this in our other posts. We have cut down foam board insulation to size and we'll put those in. Since we only have 3 frames of bees, we have, I think, 4 or 5 that we will put on either side. This does a lot of things. Read our last post. We've talked about the benefits of insulating inside the hive for really small hives as well. And then, you know that we also use moisture quilts. So just think the box of bees is going to be on here, and then here goes our moisture quilt. Underneath we'll put sugar. On our moisture quilt goes, and then we'll pour our red cedar chips in. This will soak up any extra moisture as well as the mountaintop sugar that we do in our hives as well. So we are going to jump in our hives and see what it looks like. All right, so here we have the hive that has been transferred. So we have the new bottom board, the slatted rack, and then here's what it looks like with the insulation foam on either side. You know, another great thing about the slatted rack is if we look at the front of the hive, our entrance is super small right here, and with the foam insulation, it's not blocking the entrance at all. So they still have this inch-plus width to walk anywhere in the hive they want. So you don't have to worry about the entrance being blocked by that foam insulation going down. So here it is. We will be visiting them in a little bit to see if they need that mountaintop sugar. It's still in the 60s here, so we're going to do some sugar water to prep them for winter, and then in a few weeks they'll be all cozied up, ready to go.